Aren't you supposed to be olive complexion? Why you be looking brown, black, and yellow? You got jaundice. When was the last time you exfoliated, you nasty? The bottom of your feet black as hell. Walking around in plastic, recycled tire flip-flops you got on. Walking around with them gnarled toes on the gravel, long as hell, scraping the damn concrete on your mother floors, in your house too.
We went from now fingers.
Your hair is kind of...
That joint was...
My hair is 19 inches long and I have no perm.
You don't?
Oops.
Oh, that's not a perm.
No, it is not. Nice lady.
That's natural.
Come run one of your gnarled fingers.
Come here.
While you on air, so they can hear you live.
So now toast 2024 really is the year. What? See, I keep telling people, if you are ever going to want to, in your lifetime, mess with any group of people here on earth, these 4 categories of people, stay clear. Avoid them. Don't come for them because they are going to come for you and you will not be able to handle it. Your life will not remain the same. They are going to read you for filth. They are going to roast you, give you a well-deserved roast. You are going to be crunchy as you are not going to like how you are going to be feeling after they are done with you. Nigerians. As a Nigerian, I don't even mess with Nigerians. African Americans. South Africans. Kenyans. Don't mess with these people because they will come for you. Don't come for them. They won't come for you. They mind their business. They don't like trouble. But if you try them, that thing where you find, as we say it in Nigeria, you go see them. And they stay minding their business always. They don't call anybody's name. They don't go and look for trouble. But somehow people always find a way to look for their trouble. And every single freaking time, they get what they deserve. Somebody came for an African American sister. Yeah. An Asian lady, to be specific. And when I tell you the read, the clap back was juicy. Honey, it was juicy.
And to the Asian up in my mother inbox calling me monkeys, telling me to go back to the jungle, say I'm a slave, and telling me to fix my skin color and grow my hair, I'm about to bake your ass.
And sis did bake her. Yeah. Buckle up for this one. And first of all, can we talk about how crazy it is? How they want to be rated the sis, but they can't even be creative. Like, it's 2024. The monkey comments and the jungle comments, like those, it's old. You take these multiple steps to go into someone's inbox just to be racist. Like, people be so invested in their racism, they have so much time. I can barely open my WhatsApp messages. That's how lazy I am, for real. Like, I'm not even joking. But then these people, is it the racism that really, like, it motivates them? It gives them extra energy to do all this extra age? Because, like, that's insane. Do you know the steps you have to take to actually get into someone's inbox? It's quite a process. Not a difficult process, but it's a process nonetheless, that within this entire click on this, click on this, click on this, to get to the messaging page, you should have, like, been able to quickly process, what am I doing right now? This is crazy and stuff. But no, they don't. Because they are very determined. That's what they want to do. So they go through these steps and actually, you know, be ready to this. And then I'm like, okay, so what's the point? Now that you've done this, what did you achieve? Did your life suddenly become better? And I feel like people who do this on the internet, for real, they are miserable people. They are people who just hate themselves and their lives, and they find a way to lash on other people. Because there is no way you are at peace with yourself and you're doing this on the internet to a random stranger. That is wild.
I purposely did not block you so you can see this video. When I say I'm eat your up, I'm eat your up. And then you can go get your mama, your cousin, your auntie, all them. You can get the kids too. I'm finna eat all y'all up. Hold on.
Not her entire family members catching strays.
First of of all, honey, we gonna start at the skin color. Graced and glistening. Cocoa butter, shea butter, baby. I smell like chocolate when I walk past. The scent and the aroma is just intoxicating. You could never. The melanin, the compounds in my body to make up my skin color cost more than your entire existence. I'm a walking check. You could never. Fix my skin color? Aren't you supposed to be olive complexion? Why you be looking brown, black, and yellow like you got jaundice? When was the last time you exfoliated, you nasty? The bottom of your feet black as hell. Walking around in them plastic, recycled tire flip-flops you got on. Walking around with them gnarled toes on the gravel, long as hell, scraping the damn concrete on your mother floors, in your house too.
We went from now fingers.
Your hair is kind of...
That joint was. My hair is 19 inches long and I have no perm.
You don't?
Oops.
Oh, that's not a perm.
No, it is not. Nice lady.
That's natural.
Come run one of your gnarled fingers.
Come here.
While you on air,
come
so
on.
they can hear you live.
So now toast 2024 really is the year. What? Oh, I did.
You would never. Why you on TikTok trying to argue with me? You need to watch your kids before they fall and bust their head on them concrete floors in your house. Bitch, your whole house got basement floors. It looked like an unfinished basement. You would never pass CPS coming to knock on your door out here in America. You could never.
She must have gone to her profile to see all of this.
Then go back to the jungle. What is you talking about, shorty? I live 5 minutes from downtown. I could go to Target whenever I want to. When you walk out your front door, that really ain't no front door. It's just a opening to your dusty, crusty, unfinished basement house. You step right outside that door with the recycled tire flip-flops you got on, with your toes ain't done. Your don't look like this. Don't look like this.
Sis brought her feet up on the screen. And her feet are done. And that is something I envy, by the way, because I can't get my nails and toes done. Because I'm allergic to all this nail polish, nail chemical thingy. Like my nails just can't handle it. It gets very messy. And I love getting, like, you know, this cute stuff, but I can't. If I want to keep my nails, I should not get them. Hence why I don't. So I can never really get dolled up. It's sad. It's very unfortunate. Everybody were coming to life with good nails. I came with this, which I got from my mom, by the way. Thank you, Mom. Yeah, I know it's not her fault. She probably inherited it from her mom. So thank you, Grandmom. She's late, by the way. Keep resting in peace, Grandmom.
Anyway, when you walk outside and you need something in the village, you sit up there, you gotta go up. It's a whole bunch of carts. It's some meat that been sitting out there for several days. You're gonna get salmonella, tapeworm, all type of unsanitary. I know they is not passing no OSHA regulations out there. Flies everywhere. Everything you order come with a side of flies, and you got the audacity.
Not the side
The
of flies.
motherfucking nerve. You dirty. Then I want to say grow some hair. I do grow some hair from my scalp. Beautiful, curly, defying gravity. My hair is gorgeous, honey. I'm sorry that y'all have to sit up there and, you know, be stuck on European standards, but I just like to switch up. You could never. My face alone killing you with no matter what your hair looking like. And you, out of all people that said something about my hair, you got a lot of nerve.
Yeah, 100% the face card is scarred in.
Girl, your hair is nasty as hell. It's oily, it's matted, it's stringy as at the bottom. I just know if I run a fine comb across your scalp, it's gonna be flakes and nasty falling out like you got dermatitis. I think you should never, ever open your mouth. You need some inches from your own people, because the way it's looking, it's not cool. It's not cool. And then you're going to wear it down. Put that in a ponytail, in a fucking bun. Yuck. What money bag yo say? Don't ever come for me. Matter of fact, you poor. You want to make a little extra money? We can do a fair exchange. I will send you some fresh meat, some toiletries and all that, so you can wash your money in exchange for a 30-inch bust down. I need a 30-inch middle part bust down because I'm finna go on vacation. A matter of fact, I should take a trip down there to whoop your. But who wants to go there? To be honest, I'd rather take a trip to the jungle and pet some animals than go over there where you're at. Hop off the plane, step on a minefield, and blow the fuck up. I'm cool.
Aside from the fact that, okay, maybe wherever she lives is not like up to the standard of where she lives, right? Like, who genuinely will want to go to a place where she's at? Aside from all the other things, right? Your personality. Why would anybody want to be where you are? Like, you are messy. Your personality is trash. You are a terrible human being. Yes, I said it. For you to be a rate to desist, you are a terrible human being. And I do want to add that I usually don't like it when people make fun of people's living situations because they are not living at the standard that they are living. But in this particular situation, while I personally would not go down that route regardless of the circumstances to make fun of someone's living situation. But obviously, this is not me. And if we want to be for real, she asked for it. This is why I tell people, don't go messing with people, strangers, because you don't really know who they are. And what they would do, might do to you because of the things you said to them. Some people are ready to go the lengths. Some people would even go beyond just the clapping back on the internet like sis is doing. They would look for you for real and teach you lesson in real life. People have to be careful. Like, because you are on the internet, don't mean you can just say anything to people. You don't know who you are talking to. You don't know who these people are in real life. They could look for you. The internet just be making people too comfortable, making them think they are invincible. Nobody is invincible. And while I don't know sis on a personal level, so I can't really speak on her character, who knows, she's probably the kind of person who would normally not come for people's living situations like this. Like, just out of nowhere being condescending, looking down on people. But seeing how the Asian lady decided to roll, she went low, so sis took her to hell. And it's in situations like these that I can't be mad because, again, she asked for it.
Then she gonna have the audacity to say, don't be mad because your men are coming down here. Girl, first of all, I don't want no man in the military, especially a black one. Thank you for serving the country, sir. But I know a man that was not considered 3/5 of a human being sitting up there serving the country and praising the flag is not saying something to me. Got PTSD and he delusional as hell. Uncle Ruckus over here. I don't like black women. I want me an Asian woman or a white woman. Like, look.
So this is a rate to desist Asian person who's in a relationship with a black person, a black man. And you want to tell me that this Asian woman, the way she feels about this, African American sister, she don't feel the same way about the black man that she's probably with? If she can very quickly start using those words, monkey and all of that, go to the jungle for her, you think she won't use that same words, tell those same things to the black man that she's probably with? This is my thing, right? Personally, I don't have an issue with interracial relationships. I've said it multiple times on here. I don't care who anybody wants to lay down with, regardless of like your ethnicity, race, gender. I don't care. None of my business. I don't give a damn, right? But when non-black women starts to think that they are with a catch, that the black man they are with is a catch, when this black man is one that don't even respect his origins, look down on the women in his community because of his bias or his internal racism or combination of both, and whatever else he's dealing with mentally, psychologically, spiritually, whatever the things that he's dealing with is on, right? Any man that don't respect where he's from, I don't believe he can fully respect you. Any man that don't love where he's from, his origins, I don't think he can love you. It's all going to be about what you physically look like, and he's gravitating towards what you physically looks like because of the hatred that he has for himself. He actually hates himself. And that brings me to the point of, if you don't love your origin, you don't love yourself. And again, if you don't love yourself, you cannot love someone else. Love comes from the inside. You cannot give what you don't have. So non-black women thinking they have a catch when they are with a man who obviously is self-hating, hates his origin, hates his mama, it's crazy to me. And these are conversations that personally I don't like to give my energy to. These conversations when people keep talking about relationships and black women this and non-black women that. So I'm like, so you are telling me that in your entire community there is no good woman there? Like all the women there are bad. No one is good. I don't believe it. I think it's a generalization that the men who make this generalization make. I feel like is a cop-out. They use it as an excuse so they can, basically, in my humble opinion, just go and be with the non-black women that they really want to go for. But they say these things so, you know, they feel justified as they're going. Like, if you like non-black women, that's fine. Just go and be with them. You don't have to down your own to put others on a pedestal. It's just like, it's crazy to me when I see people do this. And for women that think that men who speak about the women in their community that way are good, I'm like, you have to be insane. You have, there's something has to be wrong with you for you to see a man treating the women in his community that way and then think that this man is a good person, is a catch, because he likes you for your skin color. And another thing, there are bad women everywhere. There are bad women everywhere. To say one group of women is bad just because of their race, because of their skin, that is insane. Same way I feel too when women make generalizations and say, oh, black men are bad. Black men. I'm like, you can't say that about all black men. You can't. And hell, if you want to say, oh, narrow it down to African American men or Nigerian men or whatever men you want to narrow it down, you still can't generalize all the men from that community like that, because they are men of different caliber, they are men of different behavioral patterns, they are men of different personalities, they are different kinds of men out there. You cannot put everybody in the same basket like that. It's just not fair, and it's not even factually accurate. So these generalizations like this, like, it really does get me. Like, I don't know why people make this generalization. And then you meet the women that they are going to, that they empower, that they make feel emboldened to come online and say these things too about black women because they are saying these things to them about black women. Like, do you think when you down your people or the women from your community or the men from your community to put other people up on pedestal, other men or women on pedestals, do you think it reflects well on you? Because still at the end of the day, you are from that community. So if your people are like that, how do you think they are looking at you? If they are looking at your people like that, some of that is going to rub off on you. So people thinking they are exempt from the negativity they are putting out there for either black men or black women is crazy. Because again, when you speak bad about black women, remember you came from a black woman. And if you are saying black women are bad, they are spoiled, they are this, that, and the third, you came from one. You are indirectly saying you came from a bad source. And nothing good can come from a bad source. And vice versa for the people that speak bad about black men. You have to remember you came from a black man. None of us sprouts, like a seed and have no connection to anybody. Even seeds don't even come about on their own. They came from either a tree or from a plant that bears seeds. Like, everybody have source. Nobody is an island. Nobody is like truly independent. Nobody fell from the sky. Everybody have a source, a place of origin. When you speak down on your place of origin, know that you are speaking down on yourself as well. But, people don't see it like that, I guess, because they are basking in the insanity of self-hatred. They think they are different or something. Like, again, the point is, go be with the men or the women you want to be with, regardless of their ethnicity or their race. Just go and find your happiness. Stop downing the men and or the women you've left behind that you say you don't want. So leave them alone. Stop talking about them. Get them out of your mouth and go enjoy your happiness and peace and all of the good things you are getting. If you are so happy and so fulfilled and so pleased with what you have over there, like, then why do you keep talking about this other side? Let it go. We are happy for you. Stay happy and forget us. That's how I feel.
You can keep them crazy, man, because honestly, over here, they not on nothing. They ain't about nothing, baby. Over there, they little $20 about 5K. So I understand why you hyped up. You broke. But it's not exciting to me. Don't nobody want them. And girl, honestly, you don't know who the hell coming down. Now his could be a killer, ex-convict murderer. Girl, he probably got a whole family down here in the United States of America. He trying to run away from and get out of child support. Girl, bye, you can have him. Baby, stick with the Asian men. If you don't take nothing from me and none of my advice, I don't know if you are into history or whatever, but them men that's coming down there, they ancestors didn't even protect us. We was getting our by master in a barn somewhere, come out looking at our husband. He sitting there with his head down. An Asian man would never. In fact, have you heard of kamikaze? They would rather sacrifice themselves than bring dishonor and shame to their people.
Hi, this is Ivie from editing. So what happened was, while I was filming the video, unfortunately I ran out of battery. So I thought I should come on here like this and share my thoughts on the rest of the video. The ancestors too started getting random bullets just being thrown at them. Aside from the fact that, one, it is actually an interesting read to watch, this other portion of the video is actually the second reason why I really want to make this video, because I want to address some of the things that she said in this portion of the video. Because at this portion of the video, she started roasting the ancestors as well and talking about how Asian men could never, because they would rather unalive themselves than allow for other groups of people, other groups of men to come in and subjugate and enslave them, not to talk about come in and subjugate and enslave their women. And I really want to come on here and touch on that, because not only is her saying that factually and historically inaccurate, because Asian men and women did get subjugated and oppressed by not only other Asian people, other Asian men, but non-Asian men. Her saying that does a disservice to our ancestors and takes away from their struggles, and painted this picture of, they just sat back and took it, when we know that isn't the case. Talking about how, the Asian people have that saying that she quoted, right? Talking about how they would rather kill themselves. Asian men would rather kill themselves than let that happen. It is recorded that our ancestors, men and women, picked death. They chose to unalive themselves just so they would not get enslaved. They were jumping into the oceans in droves. Our ancestors were unaliving themselves at astronomical rates, to the point where it got so bad that the enslavers started becoming worried because they were losing money. And it is said that this was the period, because of what our ancestors were doing, how they were choosing to peme instead of being in chains, that was when them enslavers decided to make self-exit a sin. That before then, self-exit wasn't a sin. So they started teaching that self-exit is a sin, and if you self-exit, you are going to burn in hell for all eternity. They literally said, nope, ask somebody else to do it. So right there and then, we can see from the very beginning that they rebelled. They were like, not me, over my dead body, literally. They fought to the point that the enslavers had to make their fighting a sin. That's how much they fought. And let's not talk about the ancestors that were back home that were fighting against it. Kings were fighting. They were. But, let's focus on the ancestors that got taken. And also, when they got over there, regardless of how difficult it was, they revolted still. So they were not just sitting back and taking it. So to come out and make it seem like they were, I feel like it does a very big disservice to them, and it invalidates everything that they actually did to fight for their freedom. But let's talk about the Asians though. The ones that she wants us to believe would never just sit back and allow other groups of men to come in and subjugate them. Is it the same Asians that got colonized by the white man? Is it the same Asians that got their artifacts stolen and is in museums now in Europe? Or, okay, let's talk about Asian on Asian subjugation and what the Japanese did to the Koreans. How they turned their women into comfort women. And by the way, it wasn't only the Koreans that they did this to. It wasn't only Korean women that they turned into comfort women, right? There's a list of women they did this to. Australian women, Burma women, Chinese women, Netherlands women, Philippines women, Japanese women as well, Indonesian women, East Timor women, New Guinea women. They did this to a lot of women. For those of us who are just hearing about comfort women for the first time, comfort women are women and girls that were taken during World War II by the Imperial Japanese Armed Forces, and they were being forced into slavery and made to satisfy the Japanese troops, right? So women from the countries I mentioned earlier, but the majority of the women and girls that were taken and forced to be comfort women were taken from Korea. Something else the Japanese did during World War II was Unit 731. Unit 731 was a Japanese Imperial Army program where they conducted deadly medical experiments and biological weapons testing on Chinese civilians. Thousands of prisoners were killed in cruel experiments, and perhaps hundreds of thousands more died from biological weapons testing. I'm still traumatized from reading about Unit 731. If you want to go and read about Unit 731 for yourself and get more information on, what went down, I would, I'm giving a major trigger warning. Go in mentally prepared. Just make sure you are in a good mental state before you dive into that rabbit hole, because it's bad. It's bad. Now I want to ask, when these things are happening and the others that unfortunately happen, CC wants us to believe and is putting out there this picture or this image, this idea, whatever you want to call it, of, the Asian men would rather unalive themselves than to let other people come in and do, these things to them or their women. So now I want to ask, where were the Asian men when not only the white man was coming over to, do what they did, colonization that we're aware of? Where were they also, the Indonesian men, the Philippines men, the Korean men, and them other Asian men, when the Japanese men came over and did all that they did to their women? When they came over and took their people for experiments, medical experiments, where hundreds of thousands of them got unalived. And I'm saying this now not to invalidate their struggle, because that's not something I would ever do. And I'm saying this now as well, not to say, they just sat back and took it, because that's not something I would ever say about any group of people that struggled or are struggling, because no group of people takes suffering sitting down. Just accept it. That's not in the normal human nature. So to come out and say that's something that humans do is insane. Hence why it's not something I would ever say about any group of people when they're struggling or about their struggle. The point is, anything can unfortunately happen to anybody, especially if you don't know any better. If you're not even aware that somebody is coming to do something to you, meaning you are not even prepared. No group of people like to suffer. No group of people would sit back and allow and just swallow rubbish, swallow suffering, swallow pain and trauma. No group of men would want or like it or sit back and allow another group of men to come into their home and take total control of everything and start doing whatever it is that they want with their women. No group of men would like that. If you see a situation where the group of men in said situation are not able to really 100% fight the people and stop the people that are doing crazy, wicked things to them and their women and their lands, it's because they can't in the moment. It's because they are maybe not even fully equipped in the moment to do so. It's because the system that you operate within has been scattered, disorientated, everything all yama yama. And now the people who came over now are in full control of what goes down. Hence why they can't. fight back and stop them. Because when you see a group of people being in control of a place, and the women and the resources and the land and the people and all of that, trust they had planned. Like we know of the Berlin Conference, for example, that took them colonizers 4 months. Approximately 4 months. They had the Berlin Conference. You know what they were discussing there? That's me using the Berlin Conference, for example. Do you know what the Japanese, the kind of conference they had, the kind of meetings they had, how they planned to do what they did to them other Asian, people? No group of people would take oppression sitting down, just accepting it. Not the women would, and not the men would. So to come out and say that one group of men, black men, our African ancestors did that, and then to now compare them, I should say, to a group of men that we can see that they too historically have been through some ish, and they went through it not because they wanted to, but because that's what happened, unfortunately, to them. When I heard that, my brain literally went when tires are screeching on the 3rd floor, that's how my brain went. Because to insinuate that is crazy. The point is, ish has happened to everybody. I don't think we should be comparing men across races and trying to make others feel like better than others, or try to put some on pedestal over others, or trying to paint this picture of, oh, when Kasala boss, or in English, when ish goes down, or when ish hits the fan, other races of men are going to act better than black men. That's not true. That's not true. That's historically not true. Same way I would not say black men will act better than other races of men when ish hits the fan. Everybody would act how they can act when that time comes. The thing now is, we hope that time never comes, because truly none of us know how we are going to act. And this is another thing that really frustrates me, because now we see people in 2024 so comfortable in your houses with ceiling fans or standing fans or ACs blowing you and your bum, right? You can spread and turn on lights and go to the kitchen and on running water. You can store things in your fridge. You are living comfortable, and you think you can judge the people of the past and how they acted and how they did not act and how they should have acted. You don't know how you would have acted if you were in that situation. You don't know. And I hope for all our sakes, you would not have to know, I would not have to know, none of us should have to know, right? Because that issue should not happen again. Same how it should never have happened. Nobody deserves none of that, whether it's what happened in Africa or what happened in Asia, what happened anywhere. Nobody deserves any of that issue. It's crazy, right? But the point is, you don't know how you would have acted. You don't know how you would have, what you would have done. So to sit back and be judging people and be speaking on how when you don't even know what their living situation is for real, we really cannot 100% understand what it was like for those people. We see movies, you watch Roots, or you watch 12 Years a Slave, or you read the history books. All of that is giving you an idea. You can't really feel it the way they felt it, because you are not living, having that experience. You are not walking in their shoes literally, and you can never walk in their shoes literally. And I never hope or would wish that you would have to. We have a great idea, yes, but would we really know? No. Especially because if we really want to even talk about itself, the wickedness that chattel slavery is, I don't even think it was accurately documented. Because remember, it's from the perspective of the enslavers that we have. We don't have the perspective, 100% perspective of the enslaved African people. So we cannot really even begin to start to imagine what they really went through. If the perspective of the enslavers is that bad, and we know they left ish out, imagine if we had the 100% perspective of enslaved Africans. We can only in 2024 start to imagine. That should tell us just how privileged we are right now. Yes, things are not that great, right? But still, comparing where we are now to where they were, we cannot start to imagine it. So I think it's crazy and actually very sad to have to watch his sister come on camera and speak like that and compare them and say, oh, you guys didn't do enough. They did so much, hence why we are enjoying what we got to enjoy today. So to say they didn't, that's so unfair. Imagine being an ancestor on your grave listening to this, you just be rolling.
We was over there sticking with these men back in the day when they weren't even considered 3/5 of a human at the time. But you want to talk about a black woman. Talking about why we so angry. Why we had to be. We had to be strong. Because they weren't strong for us. Then they want to come and save y'all. Couldn't even save their own women. Talking about some dog. Honey. Look. Let me tell you. Then the got back. And I hope you die, bitch. Woo, woo. Look, let me tell you something. Don't tell me no words like that, baby. Because if I say it back to you, it might around and happen, okay? The last thing you want is for a tear to fall to my ear, baby. You're going to have the worst year, period. And I'm going to just leave it like that. Don't ever come for me. Ever, period. This ain't what you want. Whatever type of smoke you want, I got to send it to you.